right, so first, I have a new phone, which means I don't currently have the dongle to attach my microphone to this, so hopefully this is fine. Maybe you're hearing more background sound than normal. That's fine. This is just a TBR, just casual, just chill. And I've decided to call it 10 before the end because everyone else is doing that, presumably because it's a TikTok trend. Who's to say? Not on TikTok. And yeah, there's no universe in which I think I can actually read all 10 of these books. But it sounded fun. And actually, here's the thing. I'm in the middle of a lot of books. So in that way, maybe I could, because it's not like 10 full books, but also one of these books is essentially 4 books in its own right. So who knows, but this seemed fun, like fun energy to go into December with. I'm trying to think positive thoughts, positive energy. Always, always, always. I've been having a rough weekend for some reason. But also another tangent before we get into this. I don't talk about my Patreon that often except for Buddy Reads, but we are voting right now on what we're going to read in Q1 of next year. So if you were curious about joining a Patreon and you have disposable income and you want to hang out, it's $3 to do everything. There are higher tiers if you want to give more, and it's very chill. We do reading sprints once a month, about once a quarter. We do a read along together. It's usually with my break between teaching, so maybe it's 3 times a year. So we are going to be doing a read along in like 2 weeks, like the week before Christmas. And we do buddy reads, and we usually do a standalone buddy read, a series buddy read throughout the year. We had 2 last year just for funsies. And then we do short story collections throughout the year. And we have a poll open for all of those, and it's all incredibly close race because it just always is. I guess I'm just really good at making polls of books that people really want to read. But currently I couldn't really tell you what we might read. There are at least 2 in like tied contention in each poll. Eventually I might have to write other polls. But if you're interested, now is the time because you can vote and participate in a fun read along in a couple weeks. And the people are great. It's a chill time. It's just an extra little portion of my Discord. The Discord's free for everyone if you were looking into it. So with that out of the way, let us get into 10 before the end. The last TBR of the year. Can she do it? We'll see, we'll see. All right, let's start with things that I'm currently still in the middle of. I'm in the middle of 3 things. First and foremost, because I have lost the plot in the haze of being tired with Thanksgiving and holiday prep, I have not yet finished Perhaps the Stars. The goal, the actual goal is to finish this before Wind and Truth. And I totally can. I have like 5 hours left. This can be accomplished. For those who don't know, this is the last book in the Terra Ignota series, a series I've been reading and loving all year. Was a Patreon read-along that we chose to add on, and it's an amazing thought experiment. This is a series I can't just listen to, so I can only sit down and read it, and they're long chapters, so I like to be able to sit down and read for like an hour or 2 at a time, and that time just hasn't existed, and I need to carve it out. So I think I'll be able to. I'm almost done with prep for the rest of the year for my classes. I do want to just know how it ends. And I've been loving it. Like, I stopped only because I wanted to read The Lotus Empire. That's the only reason I stopped reading this book. And then it's just been hard to find time to get back into it because one thing just keeps leading to another thing. Life's. But I'm almost done. This is for sure happening before the end of the year. Like, we're prioritizing 10 before the end. These first 3 are probably getting finished. The next one, kind of partially the reason why I haven't been reading Perhaps the Stars, but I'm loving this book, is Kamar. This is a Verkosigan book, and you know, I'm just loving it. What can I talk about? So we're in a Bariyar system planet, but one that was conquered, so Kamar. So there's like contentious history there, and we are watching Miles in his new job go explore a thing that's gone wrong and meet this woman who has a very rough family life. And what's interesting about this book versus other Verkosigan books is we get Miles' point of view and this woman Kat's point of view. I think her name's longer than that, but I'm just going with Kat because I keep forgetting it. And I really like that. I love viewing Miles through another person's perspective. And I really love their interactions. Per usual, I just love how this is, the cadence of this, that we have this weird mystery investigation in the background to facilitate things, But really, at the end of the day, we're focused on these people and the issues they have to face. And we get to explore Kamar, which has been a thing we've talked about for a really long time. Like, I think in the first Verkosigan book, Kamar is brought up because Varl Verkosigan, Miles' father, is the butcher of Kamar or something like that. So it's just like, it's interesting being here. And also the terraforming project. Like, I don't know. I just love wandering through this world. I love being with these people. It's such a good time. And it's been absorbing my reading time because I can read this physically and with audio, so it can just be like my only book very easily. It's not very dense, it's very fun, I have a great time. So that's for sure happening. A book that I don't really like that I'm reading, but I'm reading it for my friend's book club. We like read romance books. It's called Every Which Way. It's very easy to read. I'm sort of entertained, but it's also maybe the worst book I've ever read. I'm unsure. So what is Every Which Way about? We have this woman with the most mommy issues I have ever seen in my entire life. She is a career woman because it will make her mom approve of her. And she loves Pride and Prejudice and Jane Austen because her mom likes Pride and Prejudice. And she one day shakes some nail polish and out comes a dude who can give her 3 wishes. And she overanalyzes and doesn't want to use her wishes. And he has a weird personality. He's obviously the love interest. And decides to wish for Mr. Darcy, a modern version. And it's going about as well as you can suspect. Things I don't like, it's first person present. Not great. Also, it took me a while to realize it was first person present because the editor did not do a good job. Like, there was a page where I read it and I'm like, whoa, what tense am I in? Whoa, whoa. Also, this woman is so neurotic. It's wild. Like, I mean, I have read corny romance books. I have read romance books where people are just white, like blank slates and they're not that interesting. Like, but this woman is like, she's wild. She's absolutely wild. The opening scene is her going to Olive Garden with her mother to tell her mother she is going to start online dating because her mom doesn't believe in men or love or something. So it's so bad, it's kind of entertaining, but I would also rather read like so many other things. So I need to figure out how to get the audiobook, but I only have the Kindle and I'll cross that bridge. But it's something I've read like 20-some% of. And I actually really like the guy who can give the wishes. I think Beckett's great. It's just, what's her face? Issa or something? She drives me insane. I don't like her. So those are the 3 things that I'm in the middle of right now. So 3, those are 3. Now, so I have some sci-fi books that I want to put on my list. One is short, because I probably should only have short things on the list. Usurpation by Sue Burke. This is the most recent book in the Semiosis series. I don't know if it's just a trilogy or not. They kind of, you do need to read the previous ones, I feel, to understand where you're at, but it's just a natural continuation of the thought experiment. And I'm very, very, very interested. Also, owning this hardback, like, kind of makes me want to find the other 2 in their hardback editions. It's very nice. But the first book, Semiosis, is these humans travel to this planet and learn to live there and learn to live with the flora and the fauna. And you see generations of their government evolve. The second book is when humans from Earth now go to this colony. And I think this book is when people from here go to Earth. And I'm excited. And it's short. So, and then, because I'm obsessed with Kamar, guys, it's so good. Verkosigan's so good. I'm on like book 11. I don't know how many I have left. I know there's 16 total, but there's also like a short story and we skipped Falling Free. I always want to call it Free Falling, but like it's not the song by Tom Petty. So, but I think, and I could be wrong, so someone can correct me, but there is a short story or novella called Winter Fair Gift. And I would love to read that because I bet it's sort of Christmassy. Now, before that, I would have to read A Civil Campaign. So I think ideally it'd be, I finish Kamar, I read A Civil Campaign, and then around Christmas, I read Winter Fair Gift. And I think that'd be cozy, right? I don't know. Someone correct me if I'm wrong if you've read Verkosigan, but this seems to be maybe my trajectory. So those are my sci-fi, Perhaps the Star, Usurpation, and a bunch of Verkosigan. So now we have discussed 6 books. Look at us, right? 6? Am I making this up? Yes, yeah. Now, the other 3 that I was thinking of that are light, should be easy to read, are romance books. Or like fantasy, cozy romance. One is Love Light Farms. This is a holiday romance my friends are reading together. I haven't started it yet, but it should be contemporary and cozy. I've been liking contemporary romances. So I have this as an option. I think she owns a tree farm. That's all I know. I think it might be fake dating. I don't know any of the tropes in it, honestly. Like, don't listen to me. But my friend who got me into romance books likes it, and we tend to have overlap in experience and tastes. And then the other one my friends and I put on the list is just like a silly thing. I think it's just a novella. It's called Mistletoe Games, and I guess they're short stories of different games and winter-related romances. This cover's wild, right? It's really silly. It's a really silly cover. And then my last one, if I'm in the mood, is Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I've been wanting to read this. It's supposed to be pretty cozy. I read the first chapter or two and I was like, oh, I'm gonna enjoy sitting down and reading this. So hopefully I will have time and it will be cozy. Now, all of this, these 9 books, some of them are way more likely than others, but there's an elephant in the room, and that is, oh gosh, I don't know when you're seeing this, but the Friday after you're seeing this video, Wind and Truth comes out, or Wind of Truth. I don't know the name of it at the moment. The 5th Stormlight Archive book, and it's the end of the first arc, and I'm not ready. It's a very long book. I have no idea how fast I'll read it. I have no idea if I'll want to read it and intersperse it with other books, or if I just want to read it all at once. Like in the past, it takes me 2 to 3 weeks to read a Stormlight book. And I'm not planning on rushing it. I do have the audiobook on deck if I want it, but I don't even know. I don't even know. And you know, like I made this 10 books because, you know, 10 before the end, but also let's be real, Stormlight, it's about to be like 1,300 pages. That's at least 3.5 books, maybe even 4 books. So yeah, but that's why I paired it with like shorter things. Like I think the hardest thing, and I'm hoping to get it done before Wind of Truth, is perhaps the Stars. And maybe Usurpation, but this is pretty short. This is pretty short. So, you know, otherwise it's Verkosigan. I find that very cozy and fun. I can just listen to that on my commute, and romances, which are also cozy and fun. So I'm hoping I've made realistic goals. I don't think so. I think I read 5 books in November. I don't even know who I am these days. Life is chaotic. It's wild. But I'm hoping to actually have more downtime in December because I'm wrapping up the school year, because I am built in some more me time into it. I didn't like plan anything extravagant. Like there's 1 week where we're traveling to Massachusetts, but there are 2 weeks of break for me, you know, in addition to that. So we can hope, we can hope. What are you planning to read before the end of the year, if you have such plans? What is your cozy, it's around the holiday times genre that you love to pick up? Because I do love a book I can't put down. Oh, there was nothing better growing up than like asking for a book for Christmas. And we used to do this thing where you can open a present Christmas Eve, just one. And I would find the one that was book-shaped, and I would open it, and I would start reading it Christmas Eve and like finish it throughout Christmas Day, and it was like the best feeling ever. One of the books that did that for me was Uprooted by Naomi Novik. Loved it. Anyways, that's it for this video. I will have videos going up this month. I don't do Vlogmas. I just post as often as I want for the content I want to make at the end of the year. Hopefully you like it. If there's any type of video you are interested in seeing or want to make sure I highlight, feel free to comment that down below. If you just want to leave an emoji to let me know you're here, leave snowflakes because it's snowing outside right now. Oh, so excited, so excited. Otherwise, like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.